Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast where we provide nourishment for the soul, allowing you to transform from the inside out, providing you rapid results in mindset and fitness so that you can recharge your battery and reclaim your power. Hello, my friends. Perry Tinsley here, and I hope this finds you totally fired up and energized. So I got to thinking about this topic. Let's say you're adopting your healthy lifestyle and you're thinking, gosh, this would be really totally awesome if I had the whole family on board, right? But what often happens is you might face resistance and people having their picky eater sort of thing. I was a big picky eater. And that had me researching some ideas to help you busy people out there, help your family eat healthier. But before we get into all that awesome stuff, make sure that you go over to talktoperry.com. My calendar is wide open for podcast listeners, and it's all about keeping that energy high and reaching your goals. And I want to help you recharge your battery so that you can reclaim your power. We do that in 15 minutes. Head over to talktoperry.com. Now, what are some things to consider when having your family eat healthier? I mean, you're not alone. I was a very, very picky eater, and I'm trying to think back to if my parents adopted some of these things, I probably would have given them a lot of resistance. And just know, there are tons of families out there wanting to dial things in, but having a difficult time getting the whole family on board. Busy schedules, stress, activities to run to, food options and food choices. You might need to consider budget or the picky eater in the family or picky eaters. I don't know how many you have, but so many obstacles. So it can seem overwhelming. So here's some ideas to consider. I'll just throw these out there for considering. Do you have to do them all? No. But I'm going to tell you what. Just know that with some patience, flexibility, some creativity, and persistence, because you'll need to be persistent with it, you'll be able to get there. So the first thing that comes to mind is to give up the perfectionist sort of thing. The simpler, the better. And that takes the pressure off of you of needing to have everything perfect. And put the focus on wellness and being healthy versus like losing weight or something, or focusing on like the nutritious value of things that you're eating versus I'm counting these calories, I'm feeling so restricted. Then that kind of comes in with the diet mentality sort of thing where where you're saying we're creating a healthy lifestyle. These are healthy habits that we have from now on, as opposed to it's this little temporary thing that we're doing. And make meal planning as simple as possible. Just go grocery shopping once or twice a week. We often have to pop over to the grocery store for an extra incidental or two during the week. But if you can focus on just the one time, that will really help you out, especially with the time amount. Making meal prepping as simple as possible. And what's kind of cool and what I love doing was just having a few super healthy go-to meals in the freezer for those in a pinch sort of things. It's already made. It's already in the freezer. All we got to do is, heat it and eat it. And I'm not talking about the prepackaged processed stuff. The ones where you're going through the freezer and it's labeled as healthy, and then you turn to look at the ingredients. It's got a bunch of stuff you can't read, and sodium's off the charts and stuff. They only put the word healthy on there. The best thing I could say for you, and once again, this take time, is to take control and to batch cook a few meals each week so that you can have a quick heat and eat. Meal prep, though, that should be a priority. And I know a lot of times people are like, okay, what are we going to do tonight? What are we going to do tonight? And you're doing it on the day. But I'm going to tell you what, when I was a teacher and I had an hour commute and lots of things to take care of, when I used Sunday as my meal prep and I could batch prep, 5 meals, 5 quick grab and goes for lunch, maybe a couple dinners, man, that became such an easy game changer and helped me stay on track because I can portion things out. So that can be, when you start to do the, where you're doing the quick grab and go, take things that end up leading to where you're like, okay, we don't have anything prepped. We're going to go to fast food, or we're going to quick do a takeout order. That ends up being the beginning of going back to unhealthy practices and unhealthy habits. The once in a while thing, that can be, in a pinch, but when it starts to be convenient like that, then you start to look at it and go, oh yeah, we can quick do that, or we can pizza, we'll just do pizza once a week. And then you start adjusting your goals and everything like that. So like I said, I use Sundays for my meal prepping. If you can get the family in there to help you out with the prepping, even better. And another tip, I love this. We did this as a family when I grew up, eating together with no TV, having no devices. No, we didn't have devices when I was growing up, but that no devices at the table, that can help with mindful eating. It could build more connection and more bonding with your family. And that can really increase a lot of your family's positivity, their happiness, even get a battery boost, to not only for your health, but maybe the devices are charging over across the room as they sit there, right? Speaking of battery boost, that this is probably a good time to talk about booking a recharge call with me. Head over to talktoperry.com. I want to hear your struggles that have become an energy drain for you. And I'll tell you, within 15 minutes of us talking together, that I can point you in which direction will be the best for you and where you're going to get the best results, so you can recharge your battery and reclaim that power of yours. Total inspiration, baby. I mean, how would your life look if your battery was running, your mental and physical battery was running at 100% every single day? TalkToPerry.com. Now, when it comes to foods, explore healthy eating family cookbooks, or just do a quick Google search. Whatever the hell, some sort of family favorite that you have. Just type in healthier version of, that's what I was doing. Like, I want a healthier version of pizza night. I want a healthier version of tacos. I want a healthier version of lasagna, whatever it is, or spaghetti. And you'll find a ton of great options out there. Use fresh, frozen, or in rare cases, canned vegetables. That's always good. But be a label reader. There's a lot of sneaky ingredients out there, so get good at reading labels, and you'll get so good that you can just quick scan for a couple of shady options and then put them back on the shelf while you're looking for the better ones. And focus on healthy snacks. Veggies would be optimal, possibly fruit and raw nuts, but that's always a good one. And this was an interesting tip that I found online. Is to skip the kids menu. That's where you're making something separate for the kids, and then something else for the family, and then that adds and takes up more time. Make one meal for everyone, and then give options where the picky eaters can customize that meal. That's always a good idea. If you can go through and do an audit of the kitchen, toss the junk, because that's only going to be a temptation for just about everyone in there. You may have to phase that out. But doing that, and you'll come across the occasional picky eater. If you can kind of sneak in the stuff that they might find yucky, maybe they just don't like it. Maybe you could figure out a way to sneak it in. I mean, for Hillary and I, we love mashed potatoes. We started figuring out how we can blend in part of it with cauliflower, or we use rice cauliflower now instead of rice, the actual rice, and that's pretty darn cool. Making fun, healthy smoothies, and you can add in some like spinach or something like that. That's always cool. But the thing is getting creative. Possibly have theme nights, or vary up your dishes in creative ways. Maybe you're doing kebabs one night, or even fruit kebabs for snacks. Slicing up apples and having a little almond butter dip, as opposed to just the apple. You've made it special. You sprinkled it with cinnamon. Having cheese slices or baby carrots. Getting creative with fruit bowls. Which leads me into desserts. If you can skip the dessert stuff, especially if you used it as a reward for somebody that finished their vegetables, that would be a smart option. If you're growing your own garden, choose foods from your own garden. Find and Google healthier versions of beverages that you might have. We recently got a little I love soda, but I gave up soda so many years ago. So I have carbonated water. I have a little water thing that I do. So if you can find healthier beverages, that's way cool. Now, all of this, I mean, it's going to take time to adopt. It's going to take some trial and error, and this can be really super fun and healthy adventure for all of you when you get it dialed in. And just know it'll be an ever-evolving process, but totally worthwhile when you have patience, flexibility, creativity, and persistence. So just know, I mean, you can choose to take control, choose to use your power, or let the excuses and justifications and maybe picky eaters sabotage it. And, if you take charge and you set the pace, eventually things will become healthier for everyone, right? But it's deciding and committing to yourself and your family and your goals, and it's going to take time and focus. So, choose to give up the alibis, choose to give up the excuses, choose to figure out new ways, fun ways, looking at possibilities and learning and growing, and keep moving forward. I mean, you are going to grow and get healthier, and everybody's going to be so much happier because of it, and their energy is going to be through the roof, right? You absolutely rock. You've got this, my friend. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in, and remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to UpsideDownFit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find this show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.